If Jesus can't save these hoes, why are you trying?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the desert, where me and Ampu are always happy to greet you. For today, guys, we'll be taking a look at women dating over 30. And then for our Reddit story, a woman in her 30s is more lost than a blind guy at the Minotaur Labyrinth. But now, gentlemen, let's get started with this woman, which is a massive train wreck.
I have this theory that if you want to attract a man into your life who has his shit together, who you're really excited to be with, and...
Right, pause it right there. A woman in her 30s talking about men who have their crap together. Yeah, sure.
He actually pursues you, then you need to become your most magnetic self.
Translation again. A man that pursues you, not like the 30 chads I've entertained throughout my 20s who didn't want to commit.
All that really means is that you've done the work to clear out your past relationship baggage, and you're actively living a life that freaking lights you up, that you are so excited to get out of bed for every single day. Because that man that you really want, who's pursuing you, who has a great job, who has a great relationship with his family, has a golden retriever, has his own apartment, is ready for commitment, wants to get married and have babies with you, he's not an energetic match for a woman who's feeling sorry for herself and sobbing into her wine glass. So the work is really about creating a life that you freaking love. It's exactly what helped me attract my husband and get engaged 6 months later. Starting to realize...
A minute of silence for her husband.
I've gotten away from the work and I know better, because I know what it takes to attract things into your life, to create a life that you love. So from this point forward, I'm committed to having a magnetic summer. And it starts with me. It starts with getting back to some basic spiritual practices, taking really good care of myself, and doing the work to feel really good and excited about my life every single day. So this isn't hot girl summer. This is magnetic girl summer.
So there may be some of you who say, oh, Hidan, isn't this a good thing? She has learned. She doesn't want to commit the same mistakes as before. Don't be fooled, gentlemen. This is no good thing. This is just coping. This is just trying to forget about all the things in the past. Not because they regret their choices. Not because they care about the men they're currently with. These men with the golden retrievers who care about their families and treat their mothers right. These are the men that got dismissed by these same women 10 years ago, and now they're getting back to them. Oh, please be my retirement plan, right? That's what these women want. They don't regret anything. They haven't learned anything. It's just convenient to them now to go for the man that they've dismissed previously. But now, gentlemen, let's continue with our next TikTok.
So I figured out one reason why dating is just not working, and it is because people don't know how to have a conversation anymore. I matched with that guy that I talked about a few posts back that lives in Indianapolis, and it's like he'll send me a message and I'll reply, but then it takes like hours and hours for him to get back with me, and then there's like no new question to keep the conversation going. So it's like it just fizzles out. But in order to get to know somebody, you got to keep it going, and you got to reply in like a timely manner. And it's not like during work hours where I know, he'd be working. So either he's not interested or he just doesn't know how to have a conversation.
Yeah, he's not interested. I mean, women, what do you expect out of guys? Like, every guy starts like this, buying flowers, writing poems, caring about you. Every guy starts with the delusion that all women want is attention and commitment and security, stability. And you prove us wrong every time. You keep dismissing these guys when they're in their 20s, building up. You don't care about them. You don't care about the men with the golden retrievers. You always entertain chat, starting from school. How many of you can relate to this? In school, all women were attracted to the 2-3 boys who are athletic and bad boys and only want to pound them, right? No, nobody cared about the good guys who are good with their studies and are building up a future. And now, 10 years later, after you've been dismissing these men for so many years, you come back to them now that they've built everything. Now that, you meet them at the finish line and expect to reap all the benefits.
But this happens a lot with people that I match with. And I don't match with a lot of people, but when I do, it's just like, it's so boring. Like, it's just like, how was your day? How was work? And that's all people know how to say. What are you doing this weekend? It's like, don't get to know somebody. And I know you probably should go on a date and do that, but it seems like you gotta know how their day is going for 2 weeks before you would even get to the idea of a date. I'm just impatient. I don't know. Is anybody else struggling like that? I'm a conversation person. That's what I do for a living. So.
Nah, of course you're impatient. You're in your 40s. This one is in her 40s. Of course you are impatient. That biological clock sure is ticking the alarm, you know, is sounding. This woman, guys, if you're looking at the screen, she's quite attractive. Now, I want you to think for a moment the amount of options that she has, alright? I'd probably have to bunch up like 100 of you guys who are watching right now to get the total amount of options that this woman has. And it's probably more than 100. Alright, don't tell me that this attractive woman didn't get enough options. So why is she in her 40s still looking to date and whining, oh, it's so hard, it's so hard? Maybe consider not postponing this until your 40s. But now, guys, we have to level up. So we're gonna move to dating in your 50s. Let's get started.
So I've been seeing a bunch of TikToks about dating and just going on TikTok to find a date because, well, all the dating apps are just straight garbage, especially for women in their 50s. Even dating guys in their late 40s, early 50s doesn't seem to produce anybody worth spending time with because
dating in your 50s sucks. Dating in your 50s sucks. Maybe you should not date in your 50s. Have you ever considered that? Also, they whine about we have another woman whining about the dating apps. Yet, if you check on her dating history, she has spent the last 15 years there, right? She has probably stopped yesterday. Guys, if you don't like a restaurant, would you go there a second time? Would you keep going to the same restaurant you don't like for 10 years? Why do these women say that they don't like it when they use it on a daily basis? Well, because they like the attention.
Because nobody taught men how to communicate, and it's just tough. Like, I've been on several amazing dates, and they never pan out to anything more because it seems that the dating apps just give you this fake feeling of there's always something or someone better.
You think so?
And while I'm no Big 10 here, I'm at least a good solid 8 or 9 because, well, this is what I look like, and I work, and I'm independent, and I have my own home, and I have my own things.
Has anyone ever given a crap about women being independent? If I got $1 for every time a woman thinks that being independent is something that men like, I probably will quit my job because I'd have enough to live out the rest of my life. And I'm immortal, so you get the point with the amount of women that say this. Now, if there's one guy out of the million who believes that a woman being independent is somewhat a good thing, let me tell you that her being independent doesn't mean that you won't get to pay the bills. Alright? Oh, I have a house, I have a car. No, my dude, you will still pay the bills. Best case scenario, 50-50. You go on a date with this woman, even though she's modern and independent, she won't be paying for your food. Alright? And if she does, she probably won't respect you and will cheat on you. It's like, we don't care about you being independent. Also, she says, oh, I'm a solid 8, I'm a solid 9. She says, like, I'm no 10, but I'm a 9. Wow, so humble, eh? No, I'm not the best around, I'm just the second best around. Yeah, well, guys, would you rate this one a 8 or 9 out of 10? Now, she looks good for her age, but come on, man. But now, guys, we have to level it up. We move to dating over 60. Well, not quite, but dating at 55. Let's take a listen.
There is this trend on TikTok where people are just over dating apps, like just over dating apps, like truly. And there are men that are doing them. They are men that are just saying, I can't be out here on these streets anymore. I can't do these dating apps. I've been on them for 5 years. They're like, I'm husband material. And they've been like just doing like a video, like a 1-minute video, like a video testimonial of their dating profile. It's freaking hilarious, but it's also genius. It's happening all over TikTok right now. And I love the idea of it because, you know, I really think people hate dating apps at this point. It has made people depressed. It's like everybody's swiping next best thing. It's not working. Like, truly, I think it's less and less people are actually meeting good quality people on dating apps. So that's why people are trying to meet in real life. But I'm thinking about doing my own little video testimonial, little dating profile for myself. Because why not? What do you guys think? Why?
I think that dating at 55 is just crazy. Having a TikTok is also crazy at this age. Like, you will think, guys, your grandmother probably at 55, she already had like 3 children, right? And she knew so many secrets to life. She knew how to make so many things, so many skills and abilities. Now women are, nowadays, at 55, they are beginning to date. They are, you know, beginning to know themselves, find themselves, experience here and there, you know? And these women, guys, again, I tell you, some men think that I'm overdoing it when I say that they have thousands of options. I'm not. Well, not literally thousands, but hundreds. In the hundreds, to be fair with you. But now, gentlemen, let's move on to our last TikTok before I read story that really sums up this whole thing together.
I got 57 men on Hinge that want me, from 29 to 78.
That's nice.
Yeah, what do you think?
Any nice suitors?
I don't know. This one guy, he's like, hey, like your pictures. I'm like, oh, thank you. He gives me his phone number. In a second, you think I'm going to give you my number?
He was ready to go.
Sure. He better go Lavangul. That's where he better go.
And there it is, guys. Even this woman that is more masculine than my uncle has multiple options. Now, yes, this is a funny skit, but don't be fooled again, guys. Like, this woman has options. All right, which just proves the point that every woman has options. I don't know how overweight and disgusting do you have to be as a woman to not have options. All right, every woman has options, and they have them just like she mentioned, in the double digits, high double digits, in all ages, men, all shapes and sizes. All right, even this woman, if even this woman has so many, think about this one that is way more attractive, right? So these women, guys, that keep whining about dating, they've dismissed Prince Charming like 10 times throughout their lives, all right? No, you don't get to blame men. You don't get to whine and throw a pity party for yourself. You're alone because of your own doing. And men no longer care about you, right? Men no longer care to save these princesses, in quotations. But now, gentlemen, enough about women not being able to date. We'll continue with the topic tomorrow because it's just an endless amount of them. Now let's move on to our Reddit article from Dating Over 30. This woman says, I know I'm being toxic, but how do I salvage this situation? Please be nice, we're all flawed. I have posted a couple of times about my cuddle buddy here. So here's another one, her cuddle buddy. So last Thursday, I went to his place where he did the regular cooking. We made out on the couch a bit. He went to sleep in his bed and I slept on the couch. I always sleep on the couch because the one time we shared a bed, neither one of us got good sleep. Making a woman sleep on the couch is crazy. It's Uno reverse card. Anyways, the following day he made me tea and he's working on a project, so he was busy the whole day and barely paid attention to me. Oh, how sad. So I spent the whole day there just lazing around because I had to go somewhere close to his place later, yada yada. After this, I deactivated my Instagram and decided I needed space from him. I have his number, but he doesn't have mine, so he probably thinks I blocked him on Instagram at first. I was like, whatever, but now I feel crappy about it. The reason why I cut contact with him is because I started to like him more, and with that came expectations, and expectations, as we all know, lead to disappointment. So this is a very common experience between women, that they just want the attachment, right? Yes, there are some women that are literally the equivalent of a 304, but most women, they don't want to be making S3X with guys they don't have a connection with, you know? And the reason for that is because most of the time they are dating up, so they are dating men way out of their league, and soon enough they start to like them and want their, you know, providing an attention, and also because they are women and it's in their nature, right? They can try to be 304s, but in the end, it's like their last brain cell that is properly working hints at the idea that they should be not giving out S3X for free. Him and I have never talked about what we wanted out of this. Oh wow, what a shocker, eh? He has never asked me out on a date, and therefore I started to think he just wanted S3X. However, when I told him I wouldn't sleep with him, he respected that and has never tried to sleep with me apart from the first time he tried to kiss me. We have done stuff though. Now imagine this is your future wife, and you ask her about her body count, and she says, oh, it's just 3. But then you learn that she has done stuff with 30 other guys. Will that make any difference for you? will just say, oh, well, it's just a body count of 3. Wow, what a traditional woman. I don't care that she has done stuff with 30 other men that didn't need to commit, didn't need to provide, didn't need to do anything to get between her pants. Alright? It's just, for us men, we really don't care. It really doesn't make a difference. Because it showcases the same idea that you don't get the commitment, you don't know what you want in life and what you're doing with it. Let's continue now. I started wishing we could do more things outside of his apartment, so one time I invited him to a gallery and he said it wasn't his thing. He has never tried to invite me to do something with him. Most times we meet have been mostly spontaneous, which I initially didn't mind, but then I started to feel like a booty call, even without the S3X. Yeah, I tell you what guys, it's just women don't feel well with this, right? I'm sure you've experienced that, where if you're just messing around with a woman, she will start to, you know, feel bad about it because, you know, you're like using her without providing the commitment. I guess now I want more and I'm scared of communicating this, so I ghosted. This is like some 15-year-old talking, you know? I feel terrible now because he probably thinks he's done something so terrible to me that I cut contact with him, but at the same time my ego likes that I was the one with the upper hand of walking away before he did something to hurt me. So what do I do? Then update, I reached out and they talked and yada yada. Now this woman, guys, let me remind you, is in her 30s. Now maybe it's still me that I'm still shocked to this day after all the stories that I've read that are similar, but I really cannot understand how you can be in your 30s and be so lost. This woman has no idea what's going on. She has no plans for the future. She's seeing this man out of probably many. It's not going anywhere. She's ghosting him like she's in her 15s. You know, she just doesn't understand anything. And she's 30. Like, for the love of God, when are you going to get your life together? Give her a couple of years, gentlemen, no more than a couple of years, and that biological clock will be sounding the alarm and she will be worried. I have no time. Where are all the good men? Why is no one committing to me? And this is why, like all these women we covered that are dating at 30, 40, 50, 60, like someday I'll cover a woman dating in her 90s, all right? Some grandmother trying to date. All these women share this history, all right? You cannot fool me that, oh no, maybe they are widows, maybe they just were really unlucky. No, guys, like for every widow, there's like 1,000 women that have this common path in life. They want to take everything, they are like vultures, they are opportunistic, they want the best thing around at every moment, the one that provides the most instant gratification. They live these lives where they don't put 5 minutes of attention to men, to what dating ought to be, to traditions, to how life used to be in the past. They just live hot girl summers that last the whole year, and then they are shocked when nothing works out. So we leave the video right here, gentlemen. This was your daily reminder to not entertain these women. Alright, there's a reason why men just want to mess around with these women, because they're worth nothing more. Because everything other than a random hookup with them is a liability, and even the random hookup is also a liability in terms of STDs, getting baby trapped, false allegations, and whatever not. So make of that what you will. It's just so risky to get into a mile radius of a woman nowadays. But gentlemen, leave me your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.